Blog Talk Radio.
The motherfucking saga continues.
Yo, what's up, world? It's badass thugging like I usually do, and you better turn it up, bust some speakers out, cause we off the motherfucking cuff. You dig how we do it? Dog Pound Gangsters 2000 and beyond. Blech.
What's up with it, y'all? Man, don't change that dial. This your player partner, the legendary Cocaine. And you tuned in live to Off the Cuff Radio. Better not touch that dial.
Yeah, this is Cassidy, the hustler. And right now, you listening to the Guillotine. Show them the respect they deserve, man. Off the Cut Radio, man. Y'all already know how they doing it, man. I need y'all to stay tuned. They've been doing it for years, so show them the respect they deserve. And you heard it out of bars, mouth. Easy.
Keep it moving like this. Yo, this your boy Rampage. You're not rocking with the best. With Off the Cuff Radio. Classic. History. Fix your face to all you haters. We off the cuff, baby.
What's up, everybody? This your girl, Bonnie Dollars, the Queen of Trap, representing Crenshaw, and you are now tuned in with Off the Cuff Radio. What's up?
What's up, y'all? This is Miss Irresistible, giving a shout-out to the live show on Friday nights, Off the Cuff Radio, and I'm live from the 704. Make sure y'all tune in for the blazing hot music.
What it ain't, what it do. It's Chili Chill from that original Lynch Mob. And Off the Cuff Radio, always where it's at on Friday nights. West, y'all.
That shit.
5150.
The rapper known to his fans as Soldier Slim. Family are mourning the loss of the rapper known to his fans as Soldier Slim.
To a grieving mother, a shooting in Gentilly tonight means the loss of her son. The local entertainment scene is the launch of a popular rapper by the name of Soldier Slim. Soldier Slim.
I'm on some dope shit, I'm dressed in camouflage. Some niggas, they gonna die. Oh, nigga, I'm gonna ride. I'm ride up the tribe, they put in another clip. In a nigga, my dog had beef, but I'm punished. I say, I'm on some dope shit, I'm dressed in camouflage. Some niggas, they gonna die. Oh, nigga, I'm gonna ride. I'm ride up the tribe, they put in another clip. In a nigga, my dog had beef, but I'm punished. Look, you said wrong if you think it's over. Cause I had this talk with my big dog and shit. I told him to bring me closer. He gave me a second to think it over. Plus I got this thing on my shoulder, and it's keep on hanging over. See, that's my pride, dog, and it's hard to swallow. Plus I feel it is burning all inside, dog. And all I wanna ask is why, dog. If when I catch him, I'ma make that bitch nigga look me in both of my eyes, y'all. I'm a motherfucker, I'm a thriller in Manila. If you listen to what I quote, I'm closer to the killer. I picked up on the vibe, so I'm looking on this nigga. As soon as we bump heads, I'm stroking on the trigger. You can hit all in my throat when I deliver. He knows that I'ma get ya, and plus I'm in motion like a picture. I sit on the porch with gorillas. See, I don't give a fuck, I feel stuck, so I'm torturing niggas.
What happened next remains unclear. There was the sound of several gunshots that prompted neighbors to call the police. An aptly named company for a man whose lyrics echoed the violence he witnessed growing up in the Magnolia house.
Say, I'm on some soap shit, I'm dressed in camouflage. Some niggas, they gonna die. Oh, nigga, I'm gonna ride. I'm ride up the stride, they put in another clip. In the neck of my dog had beef with you. Know, I'm a man about my word, I gotta stay true though. I promise to find a hater that did this shit to you. I had you hooked up the shit bag that drained you, yo. Hollow bullet from out of my nine, go through it through you. I'ma have your head fried with lead like a fucking Zulu. Ain't no need of looking for me because I'm coming for you. Full of them draws up in the club with a gun in my boot. Seeking revenge on these motherfuckers, I'm gon' shoot. I'ma blow a limb from this motherfucker, I warned you. Now to fuck with a nigga that I fuck with. So since you fuck with my nigga, you's a done bitch, a dumb bitch. You gon' meet a ATG with a drum clip. You wanna got a APB and you gon' slip. I'm looking around the places you be with my gun grip. That pussy nigga better believe that he gon' get spit. I bet I make that ass bleed from hopping on the wrong dick.
But for his last album, Cap was released under his own label called Cutthroat Records. At 25, Pap, a.k.a. Soldier Slim, enjoyed success selling his brand of gangster rap.
I say, I'm on some soldier shit, I'm dressed in camouflage. Some niggas, they gonna die, oh nigga, I'm gonna ride. I'm on the ride. They put in another clip in the neck of my dog, ass beef what I'm punishing.
Thanksgiving Eve, the year 2003. Niggas stole my dog, I wasn't able to eat. Look, I was fucked up, cause just an hour before he told me, see you tomorrow, G's, I'm going to do a show. I could've respected Mo if nigga caught him in the street, but nigga disrespect him at his front door. I don't respect that. I want y'all family to accept that when the consequences get brought back. Slim was a fool with it. They had 5 rumors on my dog. I want them all cease, I don't care who did it. Chaotic shit, happy his dog, he ain't never mad. Happy my dog too, but this shit got me mad. I want a nigga ass, and I don't care if I'm on the road at a show, bringing their head in a grocery bag. I got 2 Cadillacs, uptown sell up, cause you know it's time for us to clap back.
I'm on some soldier shit, I'm dressing in camouflage. Some niggas, they gonna die, oh nigga, I'm gonna ride. I'm on some other shit, if they put in another clip in the neck of my dog, ass beef what I'm punished. I say, I'm on some soldier shit, I'm dressing in camouflage. Some niggas, they gonna die, oh nigga, I'm gonna ride. I'm on other shit, if they put in another clip in the neck of my dog, ass beef what I'm punished.
You know one thing, real nigga be on some soldier shit at all times, you hear me? And ever since my dog been dead, I've been riding to that Soldier Slim and that Pac. And I've been listening to Pac, and Pac said, don't go to war unless you got your money right, you hear me? So, I got my money right, this life after cash money, so that mean more money. But Slim been talking to me saying, Jeezy, don't get your hands dirty, you hear me? Jeezy, let's do this rap shit. So I was listening to that Slim and that motherfucking song came on. I pay for it, I pay for it if I want it. And I want your bitch ass nigga who done my dog something, you hear me? And all them rumors I heard about my dog, you hear me? This life after cash money, I ain't going to spend no 100 G's on no watch. I got 100 G's out on all 5 rumors I heard about my dog. So that's 20 G's, these rumors. That's 100 G's. So I got 20 G's for the Melter handler rumor. I got 20 G's for the Yoda handler rumor. I got 20 G's for the Noya handler rumor. I got 20 G's for Biella handler rumor. And I got 20 G's for Josephina handler rumor. This nigga want to spend money. You hear me? I got that rap money, y'all got that street money. Y'all know that rap money stretch longer than that street money. So how y'all want to play? After I feel like my dog business been handler, then we gon' throw a second line. You hear me? Big old second line, Soldier Slim second line. You hear me? On some real nigga shit. Nigga don't want to see no real nigga get no money, cause nigga know real nigga get some money, shit gon' get real. And a real nigga done got some money now, so shit about to get real. And that nigga who they arrested on my dog murder, you hear me? I'm sitting here all in the jailhouse. You hear me? I'm putting $1,000 in each tier up account. You hear me? Every tier he check off, the tier he check on, I'ma put $1,000 in that tier rep account. Starve that old bitch ass nigga. You hear? That's how I'm rocking. Starve that old bitch ass nigga. Fuck. Even if he ain't do it, starve him. You hear me? We playing it like that, nigga. What's the out? What's up, nigga? Off top, man. Be hustling, you heard me? I be grinding, and fuck the police. Fuck them, fuck about them, look. I'm a little nigga that'll down you. Let off 50 rounds at you. And if you fake, I don't want be nowhere around you. I'm a head buster, true hustler, a real nigga. And believe I'll never get caught without my steel, nigga. You won't beef with me, I'ma do you something wrong. I'ma empty 17 bullets straight off in your dome. I'm a hot boy, recognize it, get chastised. Disrespect my mind, if you want me, you're gon' die. Cause it's like that, only way I know how to play it. I'm already wanted for a triple murder by the feds. So I'ma give me a brick, break it down to all O's. Sell them for 6 to let my clientele roll. 5, 4 more keys, sell 2 and sit on 2. Cause I heard through the wind they got a drought coming through. I'ma hit me a lick off in the UPT. Text the niggas, I want 30 a piece, nigga, I'm thugged out. You wanna find me, I'm hustling in a drug house. If I don't know ya, I ain't gon' get no love, nigga. Everybody I serve, I serve holding a gun, nigga. Click ready to fuck, nigga, click, nigga, I'm thugged out. You wanna find me, I'm hustling in the drug house. If I don't know ya, I ain't gon' get no love, nigga. Everybody I serve holding a gun, nigga. Click ready to fuck. All I know how to do is thug, hustle. hustle and kill a nigga if I got her. If I don't know you, don't trust you. It's in me to be a rider. Assault rifles, I got them stacked up in the closet. You're out of line, I'ma stop you. Chop you. You know me, I'm off the block. On my side, keep a Glock. Find me in a corner house, running a quarter shop. Police got my picture on they dash trying to catch me. But fuck, nigga, kiss my ass. I'm about ready. Thuggin', it's all I remember that I've been doing. Ever since I came out the womb, I've been ruined. Running with straight killers, gorillas, and real niggas. It's killer be killed with me, you know the deal, nigga. My price stay right, that's why my shots stay hot. Whatever you spend, you gon' double it off top. Ain't nothing in this world you bout, I ain't bout. BG is gonna be forever thugged out, cause we thugged out. You wanna find me, I'm hustling in the drug house. If I don't know ya, I ain't gon' get no love, nigga. Everybody I serve holding a gun, nigga. Click ready to bust, nigga. Click nigga, I'm thugged out. You wanna find me, I'm hustling in the drug house. If I don't know ya, I ain't gon' get no love, nigga. Everybody I serve holding a gun, nigga. Click ready to bust. Told you before I'm about trigger play, so you could come my way. If you want and get a clip emptied in your face, I'm a donkey, nigga. You don't want me, nigga, to tie you up and throw you off in my trunky, nigga. Call your woodies, let them know I'ma keep you, nigga, till they cough up. Sticks, cheese, my nigga. That's how it go, cause if the shoes was on the other feet, nigga wouldn't hesitate to snatch me and call beef. So fuck that, I gotta get it how I live. And in these bloody streets that I live on is real. So I gotta play it raw, cause only strong survive. So it's a must I sell up first and grab them things and ride. If I don't, nigga gon' jump in this shit and smash out. Try to catch me slipping and leave cheesy ass out, but it ain't gon' happen, cause believe I know how to think. I'ma shoot a hole in your boat first before mine sink, cause I'm thugged out. You wanna find me, I'm hustling in the drug house. If I don't know ya, I ain't gon' get no love, nigga. Everybody I serve holding a gun, nigga. Ready to bust, nigga. Click, nigga, I'm thugged out. You wanna find me, I'm hustling in the drug house. If I don't know ya, I ain't gon' get no love, nigga. Everybody I serve holding a gun, nigga. Click, ready to bust, nigga. Click, what? You heard me, huh? Nigga like me be thugged out. You heard me hustling, grinding, trying to get mine. All these pussy ass niggas baller blocking. Checkmate, lay down, partner. You heard me? I'ma put you 6 feet on tickety. Nigga, cash money, nigga, for life. You know who I am. You heard me? You know how boys my fam. Off top, big time, nigga. I'm thugged out, hustling on that corner house, right up the street. You heard me? Quarters, dope, weed, whatever we need. FreeB.G.
Got it.
Yeah, that was episode. We are now at episode 516 of Off the Cuff Radio. We paying salute to BG, and we doing this show here as a special show indeed, because this is actually the first type of show that we've done on Off the Cuff Radio where we're paying homage to an incarcerated MC. So it's a very special show indeed, because we're doing this for a great cause. We're spreading the awareness of his incarceration, and how foul this judicial system is to minorities on that caliber. So we're going to rock it out tonight. We're going to be playing his best songs, his greatest hits, his hardest bangers. I got TMaxxx and Pittsburgh Pat on the line. Big shout to Pittsburgh Pat for helping me get this together.
What's happening? King Pat, what's going on, man? I mean, you know, like you said, y'all had a vision with this. You know, BG, Chopper City King, one of the all-time legends, not only in New Orleans and Louisiana, but hip-hop history. And like you said, this is something we wanted to do to collectively recognize to the legendary contributions, his presence in the game, how much he is missed in terms of not being out there in the free world, and how much we're going to keep letting that name resonate and ring bells, that we support you, BG, and we want everybody else to know, like everybody, we're ready for you to come home, man. FreeB.G.
Man, we've been ready, man. And we got a little bit of, I don't know if it's news, I don't really know much about it, but earlier today, there was a post from Birdman of a picture of him and BG that said, Chopper City Rich Gang coming soon. And I will say that I do know for a fact that as of late, Birdman has been reaching out to BG, and just like a month or so ago, he posted something about BG, and it made a little bit of noise then too. But a lot of people ask like my opinion on that, because I love BG. He's one of my favorite rappers, and I mean, look, like it was BG's known Birdman for 30 years now. You know what I mean? BG's not an idiot. If he thinks it's a smart move to come home and do something with Birdman, they must have something good worked out. You know what I mean? And Juvie went back, Turk went back. I mean, a lot of people go back to Birdman, so he must do some good business and make it worth it. You know what I mean? And the thing is, BG is one of those people that it makes sense for anybody to sign BG. BG's good anywhere you go. You know, like he was affiliated with like Young Buck before when G Unit South was happening, like Cashflow Records or whatever. I don't think he ever officially signed, but he went from that to P.I. Grand Hustle, and I think that's when he got like the deal with Atlantic for the Too Good to Be Hollywood album and shit. But no matter, I mean, if we heard Snoop sign BG to Death Row, like it would make sense. If we heard, Def Jam signed them or whoever, like it makes sense. BG's one of those few dudes that he has several fan bases that fuck with him, because if you're just like in New Orleans alone, you got several different kinds of fans. You have New Orleans fans, but then you got just Cash Money No Limit fans. So all those guys rock with him. You got gangster rap fans. You got just Dirty South fans. There's all kinds of people that rock with BG. And even on the East Coast, like, everybody loves BG. You know what I mean? Like, Prodigy put him on his album. Mano put him on his album. I think he did some shit with, like, Purple City before. Did some shit with Beanie Siegel. The Hot Boys were on the Biggie album. BG's, he's from New Orleans, but he's a universal type of dude. Like, he can go wherever, you know what I mean? And I think that I think it would make sense for them to do like a Hot Boys reunion. I think that would make sense. But I also think that one thing I hope that comes into fruition is I hope that BG sees all the people that he put on and sees the resilience of those guys. And I hope that once BG's home, I mean, he has 2 kids that rap now. One of them signed with Currency. And then he got Chopper City. Jet Life. That'd be a great place for him. Jet Life to me is like that's the New Orleans shit right there. That's the main label in New Orleans, in my opinion. But but then he got Chopper City Gorilla Gang, like Chopper City View. That could just release a great album. Life of a Ghetto Soldier. That album's great. Him and Jig are both great artists. They're both grown into being great artists. And of course you got Gar and Snipe and from Chopper City Boys that have been putting in work. And you got like a bunch of new guys. Like now, like I don't think BG got to see this before he got locked up, but now you really see the new generation. Like you see the culture that they created. You see like the soldier culture, like the BG and Soulja Slim and C Murder and Juvenile and all them are responsible for. And so I can't wait to see BG interact with that, because there's all kinds of dudes that are making great music out there. But
another thing too. I think another thing too, y'all, is what made him stand out to me was the YBE joint, because around that time period when it was still regional and people still won't really accept it to the Cash Money sound. Especially when Juvenile dropped Hunt, and out here in the East Coast, people were very dismissing it like it was trash. So even with me, and when I seen B.G. was on Prodigy's album, I was like, this is interesting. I don't know how this is going to come. Because I wasn't really too familiar with B.G. himself. I was more so introduced with Juvenile. So I was like, let me see what's going on here. And that dude went in. I was like, whoa.
It shout out to Prodigy, man, because at that time, Prodigy was like, he was fighting for the crown at that point. You know what I mean? And a lot of people will tell you there was a couple-year period there where you could make the argument for Prodigy being the best rapper in New York. For when you factor in HNIC and then the Mobb Deep shit, I mean, he had some high-quality shit out there. And that album was Prodigy solidifying himself as a solo MC. And it's not like that album was filled with features either, you know what I mean? So, like, to put B.G. on that, and it was a perfect song, too. It wasn't just B.G. just spitting a verse. It was an actual, like, it was a Prodigy B.G. record, you know what I mean? It wasn't just, here's a beat rap on it. Like, no, you could tell they really, like, worked together on that track and made it a real record, you know what I mean? But that's the thing about B.G. though, like he can rap with whoever, you know, his sound is universal, and he's one of those guys that, like, he might not be the most technical guy, or, you know, like he might not be lyrical in the sense where he's gonna spit you a crazy 16 like Black Thought is, you know what I mean? But, like, he knows how to make a good record. He knows how to make a good song, you know what I mean? And that's important. Because how many lyrical guys do we know that are super talented, but, like, do you ever feel like listening to them? You know what I mean? Like, just being lyrical just isn't enough. You know what I mean? Like, being lyrical and making a good song can be hard to do, and just making a good song is hard to do. But B.G. has been able to make great music for a long time. I mean, the mid-90s. You know what I mean? Like, we're going on 30 years now of B.G. making great music, man. You know what I mean? And
you know what we got to do? And you know what we got to do, man? Well, we at it. We got to hit them with the Prodigy and B.G. YBE joint, man. Just to give our listeners a taste of what we talking about, that we just not blowing smoke here. So if anybody want to call, the number is 516-531-9596. We live and direct, off the cuff radio, me, TMaxxx, Pittsburgh Pat. Anybody want to call in, show some love, we here.
Let's get it. Much more than your ass, so many years and tears and blood and sweat that fell. Now speak for itself. I'll be the same, nigga. Rich nigga. Here we yours, nigga. Get yours, nigga. You take yours, nigga. Yo, I can see it done. Yo, let's be it done. And we can manifest all the cash we ever dreamed of. It's the cream I love, for the team I shove. All fakeness and everything else far away from us. Ain't no discussion for the plush life. My niggas go hard and knock y'all down and survive. In this jungle, wilderness, we was raised by the wolves and the scavengers. Instincts like an animal, but it toughened us. Put a whole lot of thug in us. And it paid off, if can't none of y'all fuck with us. Don't get it twist, I know anyone could get touched. But my style of done is too quick to bust and too swift to just. Talking angles too, let me straighten that shit out for you, peeping. I'm the head nigga in charge, the best kept secret. We killers, but chill, son, that's best kept secret. Let's not jump off the topic. We talking about cash, fucking with minds will be much more than your ass. So many years and tears and blood and sweat that fell. It's dirt underneath my fingernails, speak for itself. I'd be the same if I had billions. You couldn't understand my pain if you lived it. Give me the riches and all of my guns that be driving. It's beautiful to see the click, live comfortable to the young black entrepreneurs get rich. get money, get paper, get paid. Keep yourself laced, get your ones, get your duns out the slums. To the young black entrepreneurs, get dollars, get cash. Straight up, don't get fucked, get your bucks and get big. Cash your first millions and live off the insurance. To the young black entrepreneurs. To the young black entrepreneurs. When I hit the block, pistol on my side, bundle of dope in my socks, dime bags of powder, sack of $20 rocks. I'm a hustler, I was taught be about green. Therefore, I got to have it by all means. I be thuggin', BG was raised that way. Can't see me being a hoe, you get played that way. If I'm broke, you got coke, enhance that yay. Be a man, don't break it off, gotta blast that K. Rhymer, I love that, I bring that shit. Dick get hard off that shoot 'em up and bang bang shit. I'm my beef with this clique that I'm with, believe that. Disrespect us if you want, we bang for feedback. My Glock got a bad mouth, when it start, it don't stop. Black talents go straight through the heart and close shop. I'm a gorilla, I run with jackers and gangsters, convicted fellas, and believe we armed and dangerous. It get real, I'm prepared for whatever it comes to. Let me catch you with your drawers down, I'ma down you. Police will find you in a project dumpster with your dick cut off, stuffed in your mouth, motherfucker. I don't care about you or no nigga that you fuck with. All of y'all go slip and get your head busted. BGs that love this gangster shit, nigga. Whoever I beef with, I creep and spank you quick, nigga. To the young black entrepreneurs, get rich, get money, get paper, get paid. Keep yourself laced, get your ones, get your duns out the slums. To the young black entrepreneurs, get dollars, get cash. Straight up, don't get fucked, get your bucks and get big. Cash your first millions and live off the insurance. To the young black entrepreneurs. To the young black entrepreneurs. To the young black entrepreneurs, get rich, get money, get paper, get paid. Keep yourself laced, get your ones, get your guns out the slums. To the young black entrepreneurs, get dollars, get cash. Straight up, don't get fucked, get your bucks and get big. Cash your first millions and live off the insurance. To the young black entrepreneurs. To the young black entrepreneurs.
Yeah, we play nothing but the classics here on Off the Cuff Radio. That was YBE from Prodigy and BG. There's a reason why we hyped that song up for a minute right there. That's
all time. That's a Hall of Fame type joint right there, man. That's an all-time class. That's timeless shit right there, man.
It is. I mean, and to see the video back in the day, y'all, you know, we got to once again tell everybody about the history, you know, going back to that time, 20 years. Pat, you know, King, like y'all was saying, Prodigy, when he dropped that record back in, you know, 2000 HNIC, you know, for him to do what he did in terms of really stepping out from that Mobb Deep, you know, and of course they didn't break up at the time. They were just, you know, exploring different avenues. Prodigy was already a dope MC in his own right. Shout out to QB and everybody, all of our family out there. To put BG on something like that, especially with BG coming from that southern background, but when you listen to those bars in terms of how he structured it, it was universal street shit. I mean, the lines about what he said, my Glock got a bad mouth when it started, don't stop. I was like, whoa.
Yeah, like the thing I like the most about the record though is like, if you were a Cash Money fan and you never listened to Mobb Deep, you got to hear Mobb Deep on that song. You got to hear what they were about, and vice versa. If you were a Mobb Deep fan, you got to hear what BG and Cash Money was about in that song. Like they actually made the joint. Yeah, they blended it great together. You know what I mean? And it's a shame we'll never hear them collab again. You know what I mean? But like, man, that was a great collab, and I'm actually interested to see what's going to happen when BG comes home because, I mean, he's been gone for, you know, by the time he comes home, he'll be gone for almost 14 years. And, like, years ago, Zero was saying they have an album together. And I actually sent one of the joints called Face Real Heavy that they have together. that's supposed to be on that album. It's called like Hugh Orleans or some shit. But I don't know if that's still gonna happen. And you know, there's all kinds of shit that like it's supposed to happen or might happen or you know what I mean. But like, I guess it just depends on what happens when he comes home. And you know, when you're gone that long, like who's to say you're gonna come home and rap right away? You know what I mean? B.G. got family and shit. He might want to chill out for a little while. You know what I mean? But him and Zero make a good team together. B.G.'s one of those guys that, I mean, I'm glad that he utilizes it. He blends well with other artists, you know? Like, he started his career off with the B.G.'s when he was Doogie and Wayne was Baby D. They did the True Story album together, and then, you know, B.G. and Soulja Slim got an album together. B.G. and Mal the Pimp got mixed in. B.G. and Boosie. Like, you know, he's been doing collab albums and shit his whole life. And, like, I'm just excited for him to come home, and I'm excited for him to see the people he put on, like Chopper City Gorilla Gang and Chopper City Boys. And just, I can't wait for him to see, like, the culture, like the Soulja culture that him, Slim, and C and Doobie are all responsible for. Like, you know, I can't wait for, you know, for him to see, like, what that has become out there, you know what I mean? Because it's very, very, very strong, you know what I mean? And I just can't wait to see, you know, there's another dude out there, his name's Junior Montana, and he got this joint, I think it's called like Hot Boys Reloaded. And if you listen to this joint, man, like you can just tell, like, not only from the lyrics, but like just his style in general, that, oh yeah, he grew up on B.G. and Slim, and you know what I mean? So like, you know, I'd love to just see what's gonna happen with B.G. I mean, we know Juvie's back at Cash Money. I mean, who knows? I mean, I don't know if B.G.'s gonna go with Birdman. He could go to Young Money. You know what I mean? Like, who knows where B.G.'s gonna go? Or he might just stay by himself and do his own thing. He got enough artists under him that are dope that, you know, when he comes home, if he decides to drop an album, I think it's going to do great regardless of who he's with. You know what I mean? So I'm very excited for him to come home. And, you know, I've kept in touch with his people, his mom, his Aunt Carol, View, Jig, Gar, and Snipe. They're going to be on our show probably within the next month or two. Gar and Snipe from Chopper City Boys. And we have Mal the Pimp on already. And,
yep.
Yeah. You know, I mean, we're going to have those guys on, Gar and Snipe. We're going to have those guys on here soon. But, yeah, man, I'm just excited for B.G. to come home and see, like, all the things he created, like, to see where, like, how they've impacted the city and to see, like, how important he is out here. You know what I mean? Because he might be incarcerated, man, but his impact might have never been greater since, like, you know, since the prime of the Hot Boys and all that. I mean, now you see what everybody's, like him and Juvie and Slim and C Murder and all them, what they've created. There's a whole new generation now that grew up on them that all have the scene now. People like Nino Calvin, who's on, who's a part of Rich Gang, and then you've got people like Toki Hefner, and you know, there's a bunch of guys out there. I could name a million. But those are all guys that are, you know, are products of the Hot Boys and Soulja Slim and Chopper City and Cutthroat Committee and True. You know, those are all products of that. And I'm just excited for B.G. to see all that, to see, like, the culture that he helped create and how big it is. And I think that he'll get, like, such a nice, like, homecoming. And he better, man, because, you know, we saw the whole rap game fucking ride out for Meek for getting a fucking probation violation. And, you know, B.G. did 14 years. You know what I mean? Like, it's a long fucking time, man. You know?
Yeah.
So,
rap,
hopefully
like,
he gets to welcome home.
And rap turns 3 years is like 30.
Hell yeah, man. Like,
I mean, when you think about,
and like with the setbacks that BG's had to overcome in his career already, that he already overcame, I mean, I can't wait to see him bounce back from this one as well, because I know he's going to. And, I just think with somebody who's been a part of so many legendary movements and has done so much legendary shit, it's impossible for him to fail. You know what I mean? So I just hope he comes home and does his thing and just enjoys being home for a while. And the rest will work out itself, man. Like, no matter what he does, who he joins up with.
The same way we got Mac. Yeah, the same way we got Mac home, and we can get those two, C Murder and BG.
Yeah, man, like it's so crazy though. Like whenever BG got sentenced and it was 14 years, it's so crazy that like I was like, oh, only 14, because like we heard 20 to 40 or whatever for, I think it was 40 years for Mac, but like we were so used to hearing that, like C Murder got life, you know what I mean, like. Yeah. So I'm just so used to hearing those guys getting forever, you know what I mean? They're like, 14, that ain't shit, you know what I mean? But it's a long fucking time, Free Little Real one, too. Cutthroat Committee, he got life as well. But, the thing that BG's time's almost up, man. He'll be getting out real soon, I think. Maybe next year, I think he'll be home. So, regardless of when it is, we'll be, as soon as I hear he's touching home, I'll let you guys know for sure.
Yeah, it's going to be a special moment, man. And a Hot Boy reunion would be perfect, though, because even though Wayne is still doing his thing, that would be another reunion that they could use to be a launching pad.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, I'd love to see it, man. It's been a long time since
they got to get fresh on the beats. They got to get fresh on the beats, though.
Yeah, they got to get fresh on the beats, and I hope there's I hope there's some like verses that we never heard from like Little Derek that we can throw in on that, like just as like a surprise. I was always hoping to hear some more Little Derek and BG together, man. I would have loved to hear that. And like I want, it's a shame Killer Stone from the D-Boys passed away, and so some things still aren't the same, you know what I mean? Yeah, but the Hot Boys, I mean, here we are 30 years later, all four of them are still alive. When BG comes home, all four of them will be free. That's hard to do nowadays, man. You know what I'm saying? So like, they gotta do something.
Question. Did any of you guys hit up the Cash Money Rough Rider tour when they both were popping?
Yeah, I was there. I saw the Cash Money Rough Rider tour, and I saw the Jewels and Lil Wayne tour. But that Cash Money Rough Rider tour was crazy. And whenever I seen it in Pittsburgh, man, it like poured down rain right as the Rough Riders came on. And that shit was the most fun I ever had, man. I was only like 14 when that happened. And that shit was the most fun I ever had, bro. That was definitely one of the best concerts I ever seen in my life.
But y'all imagine DMX too.
What's that?
I mean, when y'all...
Yeah, because when you look at it like this, man, I was looking at the special on Netflix, the special they doing on Woodstock. The crazy special on Woodstock, where they talked about that whole situation with them riots and stuff with Limp Bizkit and Korn and DMX and all that. It was like the 90s had a different spectrum of energy. Like, there was no cell phone, there was none of that stuff. We just got rowdy and we just felt the energy to the music.
What's crazy is I was actually supposed to go to Woodstock 99, but
same to me. I was supposed to go out there. I wanted.
Yeah, like my best friend's mom, she worked at Mellon Bank in Pittsburgh, and that's how I was able to go to like a lot of, like I got to go to a million Pirate games and Penguin games. Like I got to see Sosa and McGuire hit home runs on their way to breaking the home run record. I saw Undertaker throw Mankind off the cage, the King of the Ring, 1998. I swear to God, that was 3 days after my birthday in 1998. That was my birthday present. I still remember every detail of that whole event. Like Ken Shamrock won the tournament. He won the King of the Ring tournament. Kane beat Stone Cold in the First Blood match. That was the main event. But, yeah, I remember all that shit. I remember every detail of that shit. And that same year, I saw a few concerts, bro. Like, quite a few. We got most of the, like, at the time, I think it was called the Star Lake Amphitheater. But it changed names over time. Like, it was the Post-Gazette Pavilion. There was a couple different names. But that's where the Cash Money Rough Riders was at. And then anything that was at that venue, which is like where everything, like all the big concerts happened there. And then like all like the mid-level concerts happened at what it was called I Feel Like Amphitheater at the time in Station Square in Pittsburgh. But like I saw Bone Thugs and Harmony there. And then when Hard Knock Life came, DMX missed it, and he ended up coming to Pittsburgh, and if you had your tickets, he came back-to-back nights and did free shows, and he did the I Feel Like Amphitheater. That's when he missed the Hard Knock Life tour, and that was dope. He came, he brought Jada, Chic, Styles, Eve, Dragon, both nights. He brought all the Rough Riders, and that shit was crazy. But yeah, that Cash Money Rough Riders tour, that shit was wild as hell because you had like the two of the, not only the biggest movements, but like the most energetic movements. You know what I mean? Like you were getting high energy shit. And to put both of those together, I mean, come on, man. Like, just imagine Back That Ass Up and Rough Riders Anthem. Like, come on, man. With a couple thousand people outdoors with no seats in the middle of summer.
King Pat, well, I got to ask y'all about this. Now, when you look at that period of time, going back over 20 years ago, and you look at the era of the concert performances, you look at how organic it was in terms of getting all these people together. It didn't seem to be forced. It was like everybody was with it. How do you all compare that energy today in terms of the concert experience from then to concert experiences now in terms of bookings, the people that go, and how the artists perform?
Well, I mean, for me personally, I mean, I was young back then going to all these concerts, and like I saw the Up in Smoke tour and all that, but like
another
back then,
one, yes.
Yeah, like back then though, like I didn't really, when I was like 13 or 14, I really didn't understand. I mean, I was into everybody that was on the tour. I knew it was a great tour, but like a perfect way to look at it is that was 1999, 2000. And then in 2005, I saw 50 Cent's The Massacre tour. And when that came to Pittsburgh, nobody even knew that Mace signed or Mace was with G-Unit yet. Everybody had just heard Mobb Deep and M.O.P. sign, but nobody knew Mace did. So that was Little John, Little Scrappy, Ludacris, with like Players Circle and Field Mob and Shauna, and who else was there? Sierra was there. Mike Jones was supposed to be there, but for some reason he wasn't on the Pittsburgh show. But then it had Buck and Banks and M.O.P., Mobb Deep, you know what I mean, like Tony Yayo. And it was right after like Yayo's album came out. But I wish that I had seen Up in Smoke. You know, like I wish I was that age when I saw that. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I would have like appreciated what I was seeing a little more. You know what I mean? Like I was just young and crazy. But if you would have added like 5-6 years onto my maturity, I would have understood that I was seeing something that like will be impossible to duplicate. Yeah, you know what I mean? And like I appreciated the Massacre tour. You know what I mean? But I what surprises me is like I'll see all the time, like, be just scrolling online, and I'll see, like, oh, yeah, last week so-and-so was in Pittsburgh. And I didn't even hear a word about it. I mean, I don't really go to shows and concerts anymore. Like, I saw Gizzle 5 years ago, and it was cool. You know what I mean? I saw Killer Mike. I saw Killer Mike probably like 5 or 6 years ago too, with Gangsta Boo, and somebody else was there too. But well, like they were cool and shit. But like going to concerts now, like I'm in my mid-30s. This ain't really my thing. You know what I mean? Like it would have to be something like very special for me to go. You know what I mean? But like for
I think it also changed with us. I think it also changed with us with being that we're involved with the business more so, with the behind the scenes, that we see how these guys move. It's like, okay, I don't want to go. I'm like, you tell an example in an interview, you charge for an interview, I'm going to go to your show, nigga.
Yeah. Well, what surprises me, though, is, like, in a time now, like, where concerts and merchandise mean everything to the artist, I would just think that, like, concerts would be made more of a big deal. Like I said, people come and go to my city. I never even find, like, I don't even know, like, fucking, like, the Migos could be in Pittsburgh right now. I have no clue. You know what I mean? Like, it just seems to me like I don't really hear a lot about these shows or anything when they're happening. Like, maybe it's just me. I don't know. Maybe I'm not following the right shit. You know what I mean? But, like, I don't know, man. Like, I don't really hear too much either about, like, legendary show. The only time we really hear about a concert or anything is when something bad happens at them. And back in our day, like back in the late 90s, early 2000s, we used to, I mean, like you say, Cash Money Rough Riders, even if you didn't go, you have a story about it. You just remember that time period when they were on tour. Same with Up in Smoke, and same with Hard Knock Life and Rock the Mic, and, you know, Eminem had like the Anger Management tour, and everybody loved that shit. And, you know, like, concerts like meant something, and it was like, yeah, good.
I was going to say, man, the build off that, I think the era of the superstar is gone. You know what I mean? Because that's why you don't have larger-than-life figures no more. Just like I was looking at the VMAs before I got on the line with y'all, and nobody really had that superstar stature to grab you. You know what I mean? Nobody feels like, it's like they're not larger-than-life. I think I saw social media making, I just saw a post about somebody on the fucking red carpet and shit, and I was like, who else is just finding out now that the VMAs are tonight? And that's another thing. Like, we always knew when that shit was back in the day. You know what I mean?
And
like,
what y'all saying
none of that
true.
shit means anything.
Yeah, because it's like when we look at that era of, you know, of the music, of the celebrity, of the artist, the personality themselves, it really took time because you did not have social media back then to boost everybody. So you either had that, what we call in the show business, you had that it or you didn't. And now what we have, because of social media, everybody can randomly just get famous for whatever. They can be tastemakers just for whatever. They can be a model for whatever. They can be a rapper for whatever. They basically use social media as participation points to substitute for real celebrity, when a lot of times they just are out there just because they did something that really wasn't big. It's just that they just flooded everything, and ultimately somebody took notice. And this is what people have to understand. Just because you get the attention doesn't make you a celebrity. You know?
Yeah.
Like, it used to be to me, they used to choose based off your grind. Like, if you go back to the different runs that you've seen that a lot of guys have built their superstardom on, like when Snoop Dogg came out in 1992, with Doggy Style, he put in a lot of work, and we built the anticipation. Same with 50, same with DMX, same with, I would even go and say Drake to a degree, because the blog era was a creative era and getting new people out there. But see, now this shit today, it's like they choosing stars just based off your Instagram followers.
Yeah. And like everything is just a story now. Like, for instance, like Busta Rhymes just joined Nas and Wu-Tang on their tour. I didn't even know Nas and Wu-Tang were on. I didn't even know they were on tour together. Like that's how crazy things are nowadays. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Maybe that's my fault. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying I didn't even know they were on tour. But like another thing is every time Nas drops an album, people call him the GOAT for the weekend, and then you don't hear about it anymore. And then if you ask any of those people, like go up to any of those people that were calling Nas the GOAT, ask them to name 3 songs off his last album. They won't be able to do it. I'm not saying every single one of them, but and I'm not blaming none of them. It's just with the times that we live in, I don't think that people will just name anything good a classic, and then they just move on, and I hate it. I don't think it's possible. I don't believe in the term instant classic. I don't believe in that. I believe that part of being a classic is like the memories that that album creates. You know, like if there's certain albums that I think about, like, man, I might think of like Walking in the Snow or some shit, or you know, like I think of like, oh man, like being in school when that came out, and just like certain things. Like the album, like is like a soundtrack to a period of your life, and the album it tells a story, like just the times it creates. You know what I mean? As part of like its life is what makes it a classic, not just the quality of it. It's the fact that you can listen to it every day for 6 months. That's what makes it dope. You know what I mean? And like
exactly, it's too exclusive. It's too exclusive to me. It's like everybody, like with the music, is like when it's released, it ain't released to where you can experience that event with other people. It's exclusive to the internet. Like, even I can go as far and go back to the Blog era. Y'all know that song that Wiz Khalifa had called In the Cut with the Doobies Up? That shit took me back to the party scene.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. And what's crazy, though, is that, like, a lot of guys like Wiz and Mac Miller was one. Like, man, I know those guys. Like, I don't know them personally, but, like, I knew those guys before they blew up. Like, I saw Wiz Khalifa perform in a fucking pool hall in front of, like, 80 people. You know what I mean? Before he got big. Mac Miller went to school with one of my friends, Jason Flyer. And, man, those guys, like, care about hip-hop. They really care about it. They know what they're talking about. That's why I was never really into Mac Miller's music all like that. I mean, he was capable of spitting something nice, you know what I mean? But, like, I wasn't, like, bumping his shit or nothing. But I always respected him because I knew he cared about what he was about. And, like, he wasn't fake at all, you know what I'm saying? He didn't try to be a thug or anything like that, you know what I mean? Like, those guys really care about that shit. And what's crazy is, those guys, like Wiz, I don't think Wiz gets enough credit for what he was doing. You know what I mean? For as big as he got. And, I mean, hell, he started a label and signed Juicy J and shit. And, like, you know, he kept, you know, now he just signed another dude. His name is Fed to God. He's from north side of Pittsburgh. He got a song called, goes on with our show tonight, it's called Should Have Been a Hot Boy. And it's like a salute to the hot boys and shit. But those guys, like, they cared about hip hop culture and all that, and it just seems like a lot of these newer guys, they just simply don't. You know what I mean? Like,
it's a hustle to them. Yeah, it's a hustle to them.
Yeah. But if they did, I don't think it would matter either. I don't think that. I don't know, man. It's hard to think of, like, when we say, like, who's going to be here 15 years from now, everybody just says the same shit. Kendrick and Cool, and then that's it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, nobody else, like, who the fuck else is? Like, you tell me there's 2 people? Like, fuck. Like, it's crazy. Like, what about dude Big Crit? Like, I listen to dude, and dude is fucking phenomenal. Now, I'm not his biggest fan. I'm not, like,
from Mississippi, man.
Like, I'm not into his music all like that, but, I mean, it's just because I didn't give it the time to do so. But, like, that dude is fucking phenomenal, man. And, like, there's no way
he ain't gonna get his look. He's not gonna get his look. He's not gonna get his look for 2 reasons. Number one, he's from Mississippi, and Mississippi still has a stigma.
He's as good as anybody. Like, I'll say that he's as good as anybody.
Up there. But see, his background is holding him back a little bit, because even though J. Cole's from out here, he got the co-sign from, he went to New York to blow, and he got signed with Rockefeller.
Yeah.
Kendrick had Dr. Dre, so when you got that machine to help you, it benefits you. See, Quick came in there when Def Jam was really not having a clue on how to market them.
Yeah. It's crazy, man. Like, it's hard. Like, I think the route that, like, the Currency took, I think that's, I think a lot of people should look at Currency and follow his lead. I think he did things the right way. He tried to do it the old way how many fucking times, and it didn't work. So he just went and did it on his own, man, and he found new artists. He found legends. I mean, he got Fiend and Marcello for No Limit. He got B.G.'s son, you know, like, and then he has that Corner Boy P, and he had Smoke Dizzle on there too. But you know, he got all kinds of people on his label, and he's pumping out music. He got tapes with The Alchemist, and you know what I mean? He has his mixtape with Styles P, and like the Freddie Gibbs. Like, dude just keeps grinding, and I think a lot of people could learn from how Currency did it. You know what I mean? But gentlemen, it's pushing 10 o'clock, man, and tomorrow's the first day of school, man. I got my nieces here. I gotta make sure I get them to bed and shit. But thank you for letting me do this show, man. And I don't know what you're about to play for everybody, but I just want to say it's FreeB.G. Shout out to Chopper City Gorilla Gang, Chopper City Boys. Rest in peace to Soulja Slim, B.L. Mike, Killer Stone, Little Derek, Magnolia Sortie, Kilo G, Pimp Daddy, Yellow Boy, Free Little Real One, Free C Murder. And, you know, I'm going to keep bringing this soldier shit to you guys, man. You know that.
Absolutely, Pat. We love you, man. Thank you again so much, man.
All right, y'all. Y'all take care, man. I'll talk to y'all soon.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir, Pat.
All right, y'all.
Yeah, already, man. We about to hit y'all with some joints, and we about to head up out of here. We just wanted to give y'all an hour salute, showing love to B.G. and the Chopper City movement, and to let it be known that we hope you come home, man. We're gonna send this show out there, hopefully to your people, so that way you can listen. Because you know they could probably listen to shows, they can listen to podcasts and all that stuff behind the beam. So hopefully this show can get out there.
Absolutely.
So yeah, we about to hit you with this joint here called Gangsters, followed up with No Limit to My Cash Money, and we up out of here. So we're gonna catch y'all next week on The Rebound.
Yep.
51, 50. With the dog. Yeah. Stand up. South side of this city, I was born and raised. So I rep my neighborhood on and off the stage. H-Town bound, proud of the scene I set. I'm a product of these streets, I guess. Born hustling, but that's the only life I know. Late nights, slanging up and down my road. True story, ain't no faking on these blocks I hung. Live fast, touch money, got rich and died young, yeah. That's the mentality we had back then. Nowadays we put them Kobe's on that Maybach Benz. Long way from the corner, yet and still I feel I'm stuck. Across the hood where I'm from, don't give a fuck. So I don't give a like them. Self-made, demanding my respect out here. Yeah, went from a soldier to a dog like T. Rest in peace, Pimp C. You's a straight up G. Yeah, me? Triple OG. Gizzle. Know how? You heard me? 5150. Real niggas don't bend, don't break, don't fold. Nah, They call me capital B.G. A hustler is all I ever wanted to be. A real nigga is all that I ever done been. Before I snitch, they gon' have to send me to the pen. I live that lifestyle, that thuggin' lifestyle. I bet a pound of shooting's going on right now. Check my background, I never back down. Ain't on my block, we don't allow no rap ground. You hear that Mac sound, you see that all black. The chopper get the cutting loose, you better fall back. Don't make a nigga whoop you with a baseball bat. A Barry Bonds ass whooping is what you call that. I remember selling my first ball of crack. Remember retaliating after my dog got whacked. I remember when I made my first 100 stacks. And Chop the City, if you're bustin', then we bustin' back. You heard me?
5150.
That's so slim and free Gizzle. I mean, just gutter crime and ghetto shit, make it out of yeah. That's that G code, nigga, you heard me? City. We keep it real on this side of the field. You would wanna believe it, nigga. You would wanna believe it. Cut from City. I'm a gangster in the game, I be laid back in the gap. Yeah, I got work, what you want, what's the hell? Play, and I'ma leave your brains in your lap. You and your whole clique not clean off the map. If nigga work change, slip, get kidnapped. I told you once before, Gizzle don't just rap. And be them other rappers on that yap. Don't call me talking stupid on my phone, cause it's cap. If I don't fuck with you, don't be trying to give me dap. You don't know C. Dorsey, nigga, or J. Cap. You don't know my little dog Happy, we call him Hap. Put the nut on the whole lip, if a shit cap. It ain't no secret, be Gizzle paid his dues, nigga. Chopper City sold on you, volume 1 and 2, nigga. So respect a true G when he coming through, nigga. I guarantee if shit get real, you get blue, nigga. Whatever, we don't give a fuck. We can do it like G's do it. We don't give a fuck. Coming with drama you never seen come before. We gon' bring it like you never seen it wrong before. Whatever, we don't give a fuck. We can do it like G's do it. We don't give a fuck. Coming with drama you never seen come before. We gon' bring it like you never seen it wrong before.
I got the status of a big dog. Holler when you see me. Keep that look on my face cause I want you to breathe decent. What's that, B.G.? Nigga owe you something? Well, a nigga owe me something too. This is what I'm gonna do. Grab a chopper with a knife on front. I'm a uptown nigga, I can handle one. I'm a nigga with the trigger. Who the bigger nigga now? Ain't no limit to my cash money. 3 times for the third wall. A gangster nigga. Need a gangster bitch to keep his stick hard. Got one in ATL. Got one in Detroit City. Make it official for me. Holla cause I'm committed.
Whenever, whatever, we don't give a fuck. We can do it like G's do it. We don't give a fuck. We coming with drama you never seen come before. We gon' bring it like you never seen